Okay, here we go. We're on. Hopefully you guys can see me. All right, let me get my setup back here. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna try and animate a piece of garlic, and I'm gonna be animating on cels. I have my layout here, as you can see, kind of a few just key poses and kind of layout guidelines for me, and I'll cover that up so it doesn't get too confusing. And here we go. Let me know if there's any issues with the audio or background noises or anything. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna try and finish this. It's getting late here. It's already 11:30. So I'm gonna try and bust this one out as quick as I can. So should only be about 15 animation frames. It shouldn't take too long. And then I'm gonna draw it, and I'm gonna paint it with whiteout. And it's gonna dry, and then I have my little makeshift studio set up here for shooting the animation. I built a little kitchen set, and you guys can see that here. I've got the garlic ready to be animated in stop motion, and you guys can see my animation software on my phone that I'm going to be shooting it with. It's called Stop Motion Studio. So anyways, let's get to it. All right, animating some garlic. The first pose, he's going to be just chilling here. He's kind of a grumpy garlic, so I'm going to give him some eyebrows and just a little mouth, and then he's got little arms like that. And okay, that's the first frame. Now, second frame. Second frame, it's just going to be a blink. So basically the same thing. Tracing the arms. If anyone is there watching, just write something in the chat so I know it's working. That'd be great. Okay, so I've got a blink, and then the idea here is that this garlic is going to get really angry and then explode with anger into a million little garlicky pieces. Okay, so awesome. Thank you, Mystic Moss and Pork Chop 67. Thanks for watching. The lighting's kind of sucks in here. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Okay. Blink, and then he's gonna start rotating. Maybe he'll kind of use this hand to push around. Oh, Forgot his eyebrows in the last frame. Grumpy garlic. Okay. Oops. Alright, now it's in his final position. Actually, I'm going to have one more before the final position. So right now it's just turning around. I'm going to say something, I think, in the video where I get the garlic's attention. And then I'm going to insult him. Insult the little garlic guy. And he's going to get angry and explode. Okay. So, final pose. So that frame will be held for a while. Then I'm gonna say an insult to the garlic to get him angry. I haven't really worked out what I'm gonna say yet. I'm thinking maybe like you're smelly, or you're overused, or something. I don't know. What would you say to a piece of garlic that would get it angry? You stink. Yeah, that's a good one. I think I'll start with that one. And then I have to say one that gets it really mad, because it's going to look at me and then I'm going to say you stink, and then it gets mad. And then I'm going to say something else, and it gets very angry. Let's see. What is... There it goes. Poor man's shallot, that's really good. Oh, that's so good. I'm going to write that down. Awesome. Thank you, Pork Chop. That is brilliant. Alright, now it's really angry. don't know if you can see that. But that is an angry garlic face. Okay. And so right now he's just swinging his arms up into this like really frustrated pose. Okay. So right now we're at, I don't know, 6 or 7 frames. Oops, I forgot to trace the eye. Gotta trace that. Okay. And fill in, I learned this a while ago that when you fill in the sides like that and you angle the teeth in, then things look really angry. Okay, then I really just need these two more poses in the final pose, and then that's gonna vibrate. I'm just gonna do those again and again, repeat those frames, and then it'll explode. So angry garlic. Maybe he's like gritting his teeth a little bit, so it's okay if there's a little bit of vibration there. Oops, forgot to fill that in. That. Okay, then just one more. That's okay. So this one's just going to have a little jitter because he's vibrating with anger. Okay, I think that's it for the drawing. Now, I'm going to just fill this in, paint it really quick. Let's see, I usually like to paint with the background color, but I don't have one right now, so I'm just gonna wait a second. Yeah, okay. All right, so I have all the cells. They all are. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I need to animate the garlic exploding. So the garlic's going to explode in a million pieces, and then there's going to be a little garlic shrapnel that floats in the air, and I can animate it with actual real life garlic after it hits the ground. But while it's in the air, I'm just going to animate the garlic exploding and floating and stuff like that. So let me go back to this. So the first frame of an explosion is not what you think it would be. When you're animating an explosion, you want it to be, instead of showing like the first part of the explosion, you just jump immediately to the thing already being basically fully exploded. So I'm just going to make up some random little garlic shrapnel pieces. Some cloves flying, some garlic cloves, some skinnier cloves. I don't even know what I'm doing. Just random shapes, really. And a bunch of little shrapnel. The little skin floaty bits, and a bunch of dots, and some explosion lines. Okay. Then now we got to animate this explosion. So. See, I messed this drawing up because I drew it a little too high on the cell, and I need to have room for some of the explosion bits. But that doesn't matter because I can just raise it up like that, and then here we go. So some of these are heavier than others, so they're gonna travel a little farther. Some of them are just gonna kind of poof up and float. I don't really know which one of these is floating and which one is an actual chunk yet, but I can kind of make that up as I go. Actually, I need this. Okay. So it's going to go so fast that you're not even your eye's not going to be able to trace most of these, but you really just want to have one or two that are focal points, and these little lines will continue. So just a few of these are going to like hang in the air a little bit longer and float around. Okay, that's good. Hi, Mamoth42. Welcome. I'm animating an exploding piece of garlic from start to finish, so you guys will see the whole process here. Oh, you know what? I already messed that up. Some of these pieces need to like rotate. Alright, I'm just gonna leave that one. And this piece is gonna be a big rotating piece. That's gonna be one of my one of the like focal point bits. This one maybe too. Just gonna float up. And that one. Some of these flakes are kind of disintegrating by now. These are some more floating bits. This one just kind of flies off screen immediately. This one will be the first one to land. So that'll be the first one that turns into a real piece of garlic. Okay. PC Animation, why do you want to speedrun drawing on plastic? For this one, I think it's just going to be more fun to have like the texture of the cells and the aesthetic of it. It is definitely faster to use the computer, but in this case, I think it's just fun, and it'll add like a really cool 2D element, and it's only a few frames, so it's not like a complex character animation that would take a lot of frames of cells. It's really just a few drawings, and the majority of it is stop motion. So yeah, this will be a fun one to do in cels. Alright, so that one I think is going to already turn into a real piece of garlic. So that one is done. That one goes there. Then these floaty bits are still floating. This spinny one. It's really hard to. I mean, if I was doing this properly, I'd track the arc of every one of these things. But I'm just trying to keep it all in my head for now because I don't want to do all that work. You know, I'll sacrifice some realism and some, you know, aesthetic, but I'll save a lot of time. Okay, so I think all of these have reached their apex, the highest point that they're going to go in the animation. And then some of them are just going to start dropping faster than others. So there's 1, 2, 3 chunks of garlic, and the rest are going to be floaty bits that land later. So these are going to start falling, and then these are just slowly floating back down. Maybe some of them are still going up, like that guy. And at this point, some of the bits are gonna oh, yeah, it's fine. Some of the floaty bits are gonna land. It's all just gonna go so fast you're not even gonna see it. Okay, so this will be the last frame of this clove, maybe second to last frame of this big clove, and that one's coming down. These guys are still just slowly making their way down. This one has reached its apex. And then here these guys come floating down. I have no idea. Whoops, that's the wrong frame. I have no idea what this is going to look like, but this is a pretty typical process for me. Howdy, Hernando Romero. Welcome So apart from the fun, you're also challenging yourself whether you can draw it. Well, actually, this one's mostly stop motion. So the cell part of it isn't going to take too long. The longest part of it is going to be painting the cels. Okay, that's going to switch into stop motion. That's going to... Oh, wait, no. This is going to switch into stop motion. This one has one more frame. This one has a few more frames. These guys are still floating. So the arcs on this could be completely off. I have no idea. But again, it's... it's just going to go so fast that you won't even notice. Hopefully. That's the idea. Why did he explode? Yeah, because of anger. So I'm going to like... I think the caption's going to be like a shortcut to cooking garlic as you just insult it a bunch of times and then it gets angry and explodes into a million pieces. And then you can cook with all the little bits. Because, you know, that's just how it works. The only thing here is the garlic is like white and flaky, and these little bits are going to be darker. But it's kind of cool. You'll be able to tell that it was animated by hand. Maybe for some of these bits that'll be kind of the focal point, like the lazy floaty bits. I'll draw them a little lighter so they don't have as much line weight. Okay, some of these are just making their way down real slow, like. So now I'm just gonna go kind of straight ahead here. And it needs to be flipping and stuff, which show us the cloves. Oh, is that what I should say to the thing to get it to explode? Alright. Garlic is flippin'. And just a couple more frames. That one's gonna turn into a thing. Maybe this one. That one's still going. That one's still going. And this guy's still going. And that one's still going. Alright, so these can go over there. Then just a few more little floaty frames. This is actually more frames than I thought it was going to be for this explosion. Okay, that one's gone, that one's gone. Oh no, I'll do a couple more of this one. And last frame will just be this guy there. And that's fine. That's all I'm going to do. Alright. So now I have all my frames here. And then we flip them all over. Boom. And then I got my whiteout pen. And my drying rack here. So I'm just gonna paint on these. The good thing about this whiteout is it dries really fast. One frame done. You know, I should get something. Oops. Here's a better surface for painting so you guys can see what I'm doing. Odyssey, perhaps? What's Odyssey? You guys can see that? Does my head get in the way ever? No. Okay, boom. Let's get going. Rapid style. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And so when I'm doing this, I don't need to worry about staying within the lines too much. I mean, obviously I don't want to go too far outside the lines, but I can go right over the lines. And because I'll show you on this one. When you flip it over, voila, there's your little guy. Okay, and then as these dry, I'll move them down on my rack. They dry really fast, so I can stack them up. A new platform. Oh, whoops, sorry, I've been missing some of this chat. How is your usual process for an idea? Do they simply pop up from time to time, or do you have a general idea of what you want to do and how? All my ideas come from my sketchbook. So basically, I never really have ideas that just pop into my head. They all happen in my sketchbook. And when I'm using my sketchbook, I do like a technique where I just kind of let my brain just kind of vomit onto the page. I don't worry about making things look good or anything like that. I just draw random shapes and stuff like that, and then those shapes will inspire different ideas. And then I just have like a few systems of cataloging those different ideas. Like I've got a board, an idea board, and lists and stuff like that in my sketchbooks, and then I can use those to combine them and come up with new ideas. So it all comes from the sketchbook. And then once I have an idea, I'll usually just try and make it as fast as I can, which is like when I'm like doing this animation, I just started this live stream super late because it's when I decided to shoot the animation. I don't really have a plan, because if I schedule it out or try and wait for the right time or something like that, the idea will eventually just lose its luster, and then I'll lose my motivation to do it. So if I don't do it right away, it's probably not going to happen. Like this idea, it's kind of silly and it might turn out all right. It might be and that might not be animated as well as it could be. But if I sat on it for a few days, I would just not do it. But now, I'm doing it. Usual process for a new video platform. Never heard of that. Any more questions or anything while I'm doing this whiteout stuff? Because once I'm doing the stop motion animation, I'm not going to be able to talk at all because I have to have my full concentration on keeping track of arcs and stuff like that. These are all uploaded onto my Instagram. I also upload now on TikTok and Facebook. My main platform, I'd say, is Instagram. And then, so I post, whenever I make an animation, I post it on Instagram. And then when I have about 20 animations or so, then I make a compilation and put that on YouTube, which is the augmented reality series. Oh, I forgot to color this one in. Oh no, and I just painted it. Let me see if I can do it real quick without smudging. Okay, done. That was something sketchy. But yeah, Instagram. It all kind of started for me on Instagram, just making little videos on there for my friends to see. And then, then when I put them in the compilation on YouTube a few years ago, then it all kind of, my audience grew. How many of your ideas you've worked on but not fully animated? Oh man, so many. I don't know if you can see. Let me over there, that's my idea board. So that's constantly changing. Whenever I come up with an idea, I'll put it on a card, a little index card like that, and pin it up there. And then I'll just kind of look at that whenever I want to animate something. Those are all kind of like half-baked ideas. If I have an idea that I'm really stoked on doing, I'll just do it immediately and not put it on the idea board. But yeah, I mean, most of those, I have a whole box full of ideas that have they just stay on the idea board for too long, and they never get done. And then I eventually will take them off and put them in this box, which has just so many bad ideas. Okay, so it might take a while to color in all these garlic cloves. The good thing is it's going to go so fast that I can be real sloppy with it. And it's an explosion, so explosions are sloppy. And again, if I was animating this normally, I'm going to do a few little white dots, just kind of random. If I was animating this normally, I would do I would shoot it just before painting it, so I could see if the animation is working. But I'm just gonna go for it and trust that it'll look like something. But right now, I honestly have no idea if this explosion is working or not. I mean, I'm guessing that it'll look something like an explosion, but the arcs on the pieces could be totally off. Actually, one of the things I'm worried about is that the perspective is off, like on where the pieces land in space. But I'll figure that all out when I'm animating the stop motion. Have you wanted to redo some of your old works? What would you change or completely satisfied? Once I finish it, I'm done with it. I don't even want to look at it again. I mean, I have so many stacks and stacks of cels from old animations, and they just go immediately to storage, and I'm just done. The idea has been communicated. It's done, and I never want to look at it again. Yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. I hope this thing isn't running out of paint. Come on, little guy. Only a few to go. I wonder how long, I've never really timed myself like this to see how long or how quickly I could actually do it. So it'll be interesting to see a number on how long it can, how quickly I can do it from start to finish. And of course, is there a favorite sketch among them all? I mean, some of the earlier ones, I feel like I have a special place in my heart, just because it was when I was figuring it all out, and everything was just new, and the possibilities seemed so limitless, and it was so exciting. Something like that. I think one of my favorite ones is the hairball that horfs up the cat. That's my little cat monkey, the little black kitty, and it was fun because I liked the idea of a hairball horfing up a cat, and then it was really hard to wrangle my cat so it would work in the animation. I've learned animation and animals do not go well together. As much as I want to try, it's very difficult. But that one worked out, and I just took a bunch of frames really quickly, and it looks like the hairball horfs up the cat. If you want to see that, it's in the first augmented reality. It's one of the it's kind of in the middle of the video. Man, I hope that this works. this explosion might be too big and go out of frame. I don't know. I haven't even framed it up or anything. But I can always move my camera, and I can always move my hand closer to the camera or to the garlic to kind of adjust for that. As you guys will see in a bit once I start animating this. Okay. The floaty bits. I'm gonna have some pieces that never get 2D animated. They just are gonna come shooting out from the side of the garlic. Just figured that out right now, because there's a lot of cloves in one garlic. There's a lot of little pieces are going to shoot out of that thing. Okay, is that dry? Yes. Is that dry? Yes. So this is the best thing about whiteout, is it dries incredibly fast. There's no drying time. I've done some animations that are in color, and I use paint pens, like acrylic paint pens, and those take a lot longer to dry, which can be frustrating because I have to like lay out all the cells so that they can dry, but then still keep them in order, which can be difficult. But I came up with a numbering system where I put little sticky notes on each one, because I can't draw on the frame because it'll show up, which might actually be kind of cool though if the numbers were animating on the side, but I think it would be distracting. Oh hey, someone just bought a t-shirt. Thank you for supporting May Whoop. I'll give that a big May Whoop! May Whoop! May Whoop! May Whoop! Oh, thank you, Jaun Herr Director. Yeah, that was a fun one to do. He said the tested with video with Adam Savage. That was super fun because, I mean, Adam Savage is a hero of mine and a legend, and it was just really cool to get to go there. And my dad is a huge fan of the show, and I used to always watch the show with my dad. That's Mythbusters is the show that he was on. I used to watch that show with my dad, and then I got to bring my dad in with me when I went there, and him and Adam Savage nerded out about shop things and movie props, and it was pretty special. Okay, just 2 more frames to paint, and then we're on. Oh no, 3 more, but they're really quick. What are we at right now? What's the time? I got. It says somewhere on here. 50 minutes. Okay, wow. So it's animated. I'm going to finish the animation in under an hour, which, I mean, just the 2D animation, but that's pretty good. Two more frames. Is he as much of a nerd in real life as he is on the show? Oh yeah. I mean, it was really cool though because he is exactly the person that you think he is. You know, like he is Adam Savage, and he's exactly what he's like on camera, off the camera, which I thought was really cool because there was no ego or anything. He's just a generally fascinating person who's genuinely fascinated with other people that are making stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to switch over to the animation table. So there we go. You guys can all see that? You should be looking at the animation software through my phone. I use an app called Stop Motion Studio Pro, and yeah, so I'm going to use that, and then let me switch up this camera. Doink. Oops. Okay. Now, is that working? Okay, so this camera is going to be just kind of a general overview. All the cels. I think it's probably about 25 cels in there. I'm gonna take off headphones. All right. So as you can see, this is not my kitchen, but I made a little set here. A little piece of garlic. Okay. Now, the moment of truth. Does it even work? See, oh man, this is a problem. This is what I thought might happen. Is the actual like page of cell is too big. See, it needs to be closer. Oh man, and there's a shadow too. Oh, that's a big problem. If there's a shadow, I guess I can move my lighting. And yeah, okay, I guess I can move the camera back. Like that, and I'll just crop in on the actual video. Okay. Uh-oh. Man. That is still a problem. Because if this cell is bending, I'm going to get that reflection there. So what I might have to do, maybe if I go this length. No, that doesn't help. Does not help. Oh boy. I did not foresee this happening. Well, as you guys can see here, I have my exploded garlic pieces, so I'm not going to bother with tearing up a piece. I'm just going to use those pieces. You know what I might have to do is just cut every single frame. That's gonna be annoying, but it might have to be done. Where are my scissors? Hold on. I'll be right back. What I should have done is just drawn the whole freaking animation just on the bottom of the cell. See, there we go, that's much better. Okay. I'm gonna cut them right now so I don't have to do it while I'm animating. Well, this was not part of the plan. might look weird with the frame, with the inconsistency in the cell cut. It might be kind of wiggling around, but I think the cell, and there's usually a lot of wiggle anyways, so I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. Your first coffee. Where are you located? You must be in Denmark, Sweden. Norway.